Hello everyone, Brad Johnson here, and I'm going to be making this video relating to a question and answer of Adronis and conscious matrix communication. So there's been some common questions that have been sent to me relating to the switchover that I'm doing through Adronis channeling that ends on December 21st, 2012, and then moving more into conscious matrix communication. Some people are still very confused by what it means to be a conscious matrix communicator. So through the commonly asked questions here that I've brought together in this video, I'm going to see if I can address a lot of these questions to see if I can clear a lot of misunderstanding or shed some more light in regards to these premises. So we'll get started with the first question here. First question is, will there be as much availability of information through a conscious matrix communication as opposed to an Adronis session? What was really great about an Adronis private session was that when I got into the state, I literally just felt like I was becoming a Syrian entity. That it was a mixture of energies coming together, that Adronis' energy was here, mine was here, and that we blended together, and we had this really amazing experience that related to a lot of great information that was coming together. When I'm going into conscious matrix communication, I'm speaking very much like I would now. It's basically you're just clicking in like that, and everything is around you. I'm not having that blending of energies with a Syrian being anymore. It's now a blending of the entire matrix that's now coming through me. So everything in regards to the information retrieved in a conscious matrix communication is actually many times fold that of what can be brought together in an Adronis private session. So the information is actually more detailed. You're not going through a prism in regards to what they are able to align themselves to bring forward information to share in this way of a channeling state. And I've often called the channeling state playing with training wheels. And that's really what it is. With a lot of channelers that are across the world who channel, they're basically just playing with an extension of their own consciousness, and that this prism that represents that entity or other consciousness is accessing all of this information through their matrix for them and then bringing it into them in regards to their channeling state. So what's happening is with the conscious matrix communication, I'm taking those training wheels off. I no longer need those training wheels. Adronis has pretty much done everything that he has said he was going to do and assist me in this way, and that the rest of my personal journey can now be obtained through my natural ability to go into a conscious communicative state and actually access all of this information from my own soul matrix. So that's the general difference, is that Adronis has provided a lot of great information, but it still is from a prism, and you're still connecting to that prism, and that prism is connecting information, so on and so on and so on. With a conscious matrix communication, you're having more of a human-to-human contact. Everything that Adronis could bring to the table is still there, but you're actually having kind of just a basic kind of feeling, like a natural conversation. It's no longer looking at things from a Syrian perspective, although I could still technically do that by connecting to that. But it really is just the point where it's that human-to-human contact, and you have this entire matrix of yourself on all levels of being that you have at your disposal. So the private sessions are going to be even more exciting than they have been very exciting with Adronis in the past. Okay, moving on to the second question. Will you be channeling, will you still be channeling Adronis in some form? Yeah, but it's not really channeling. That's the whole idea. I've likened this to a term I've called channeling version 2, but it's not really channeling. All you're really doing is just being your natural self. Your higher self now has no separation from who you are. You've connected to the point now where you're actually able to access all of the aspects of yourself together in this soul matrix. You've come to that process now. So Adronis will be moving back into the background relating to that soul matrix. And that's really been the whole representation of his presence throughout these past 4 years, is that he's stepped forward. There is a huge crowd in the background, so to speak, that would represent all of my soul aspects. And that he stepped forward, and he was being the PR guy, a Syrian entity of the 5th density. And that he was coming forward and being this liaison of information to present to me and of course for us to do everything that we have done these past 4 years. But Adronis will still be in the background. Much of his energy will still be part of that matrix. So you're really not losing touch with Adronis in any way. It's just that this has taken form. One of the very first channeling sessions that I heard about when this was happened about a year ago. And Adronis was saying that come December 21st, 2012, this form of communication that we're bringing through is going to transform. And at the time, I really didn't know what he was talking about. And it wasn't until just pondering that form a few days afterwards that I was starting to get a bit of a clue of what was happening, because this is bringing me more into a subconscious understanding of what it was to communicate with the Matrix. So that's where I was starting to get a feeling, okay, I think I know what he's talking about, that there's going to be some form of large transformation where it's no longer going to be a channeling state, it's like accessing your own matrix. Kind of like how you would go in to access the Akashic Records. You just go into that state and you are able to retrieve that. The good news is, though, I don't have to go into a state. I'm just naturally able to connect to my levels and actually accessing the entire soul matrix to bring this information out. So again, Adronis will be part of it. He's not going anywhere, but he is stepping out of the light, so to speak, and going back into the background, as functioning as part of the matrix that I will be communicating with. Next question is, will you be teaching how to become a conscious matrix communicator? Absolutely. This is exactly what I'm working on doing now. I'm actually working on a book called The Conscious Matrix, Awakening to Advancement, and this is going to be a very large book that will literally show you from A to Z about how you can become your own conscious matrix. This is the evolution of moving up from the next stage of channeling, or not just channeling, but through intuitive ability, through psychic premonition, everything that are mediumship in that sense as well too. You don't need to connect to another level anymore. The energies are so ripe right now that you're able to function in a natural state to actually bring forward all this information from other extraterrestrial consciousnesses that represent your matrix, from other extra-dimensional consciousnesses that represent your matrix, from other angelic consciousnesses that represent your matrix, and so on and so on. So you're talking to a legion of beings together through your soul matrix. And so this is something that I'm happy to teach everybody. And this is what I'm currently working on right now as I work towards this transition of moving into conscious matrix communication. Next question is, do you go into a similar state as channeling when communicating with your matrix? No, I don't go into a state really at all. It's mostly just a natural state, as if I'm talking to you right now and accessing information. Depending on the heavy detail of a particular subject, you may feel me pausing just for a moment so you can actually see that I'm actually getting a download coming in, and then bringing information relating to that subject matter into the conversation. But again, the conversations are very much just like this. It's not that I'm going like this. It's not that I'm rotating anymore. It's not that my voice is changing or anything like that. It's not like that anymore. That's all from a blending of the consciousness. I'm not bringing another consciousness into my energy field anymore. It's all just, wide open, and all the information that needs to come through will come through in that way. So it is a natural state of communicating with your own matrix. That's how it works. There's no need to go into an alpha state, a theta state, a delta state, or anything like that, going into deep trance. You're just like this, and it snaps clear, it just clicks in, and you're able to access all that information in regards to what the subject matter is. This also relates to personal readings, in regards if you feel that you have discrepancies, if you need some healing, if you require information in regards to your past life, to your future life. This is all brought together in regards to conscious matrix communication through private sessions or through Akashic perspective sessions, etc. It's all there for you. But again, I will be doing a lot of videos sampling what I can do in conscious matrix communication, like I have in the past when posting excerpts of Adronis channelings on my YouTube page. So look forward to that here in the next little while. And moving on to our final question. Will other entities be speaking through you when you are in that state? Well, again, it's not about entities speaking through me. It's that the best way I can put it is that here you are right here in your natural state. Your crown chakra is like this. It's just completely wide open. And of course, you're always being very mindful of your energies. You're not being taken advantage of. But the key is that when you're in a natural high vibration, you're operating up here. Anything that represents deception is down here in regards to fear, and it can really only go into the twilight spectrum, from this here to this here. When you're really operating up here, you're getting excited, you just feel that natural connectedness to the universe. You're not fragile, you're not vulnerable, and so your energy field strengthens. And so there's no need to worry too much about protection. It's all about the whole idea that when you're truly in that state, you're in that natural state of connection with your entire soul matrix, there's no need for protection because your energy field is strong and you're functioning at that higher vibration and you feel the universe as part of yourself. That's what I feel when I'm literally going into these conscious matrix communication states. So the whole idea is that no other entity is coming through me. They're not saying, okay, Brad, here we go, we're ready to go, here's Bib Bob from Pleiades, or whoever from Arcturus, or blah blah blah. It's not about that. I have access to those particular type of beings. I have access to actually openly communicate with other entities and energies of your field, should there be enough permission to do so. That's all possible. But it's not that anybody is speaking through me anymore. It's that I'm speaking through me in regards to my ability to access this matrix. This again is the epitome of conscious matrix communication. So it's going to be a really exciting time, and again, the conscious matrix communications are available now. And if you really want to see what a CMC session is like in comparison to an Adronis one, there will be some samples that will be coming here in the next little while relating to the CMC in comparison to the Adronis. Now, it's not that one's really more superior than the other. There are different flavors in regards to what people really like to enjoy. Some people still like to have an Adronis private session because they really enjoy Adronis' personality and they really want to talk to him. It's almost like a romantic thing, a romanticism really. But that plethora of feeling is still going to remain. So again, you're just not operating through a prism. So again, it's like comparing training wheels to a bicycle. You know at a certain point you need those training wheels in order for you to ride the bicycle. But when you've ridden that bicycle enough and you're ready to take them off, you no longer need them. But those training wheels at that time were the most helpful thing you could ever ask for. And that's basically how I've seen my connection with Adronis and channeling in this way for these last 4 years. Those training wheels have been very, very helpful. And that's really how I see it. It's not that there's a better phase. There is more information coming through in regards to a CMC, but it's not that it's, more superior or anything like that. It's just a stepping stone. If you're looking at your life to how you were 5 years ago, you could have been, down in the dirt, in the mud, everything. And how you are right now as an evolved being. Are you better than that version of yourself? No, not at all. You've just learned to climb the ladder. You've been able to take the steps necessary to bring yourself into a new light, so to speak, to evolve yourself in that way. So that's how I see it. It's an evolutionary step from channeling to conscious matrix communication. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning into this video. I look forward to making another one soon relating to CMC. Thanks again. Take care. Much love. And if you have any other questions, feel free to drop me an email, info@areyourselfempowered.com. Thanks again. Take care. Namaste.